Happy Friday. If you're watching this today, I'm filming this today on Friday. So yeah, happy holiday weekend. I wanted to quickly make a video around some of the changes I'm making with the plant shop, and I wanted to get this video done and edited and up before the restock goes live. Before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your support, for those of you who continue to watch my videos, who buy plants and substrates from me. I just truly appreciate it. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. So yeah, today is Friday, July 3rd, restocking today. I don't have a set restock time, but I will send a newsletter out here soon with the updates, like a physical, so you have a physical copy, and then I will be adding the plants on the site shortly after. Okay, let's get into the changes. The first change that I'm making is with the restocks and how I'm adding plants onto the site. So when I started the shop, I started out doing scheduled restock days and times, and then I slowly got rid of the times and I put the restock dates on my website. That is what I'm currently doing still, and then once the plants are live on the site, I send the newsletter out. Lately, I feel like, I don't know if it's just this time of year or I'm just feeling overall overwhelmed with the amount of plant care and restocks that I'm doing. I feel like I can't keep up, and I feel like I want to try restocking a bit differently. So after this week, what I'm going to try doing is adding plants to the site, but not like doing a big restock. So I won't send any newsletter out. You won't be aware that new plants are added to the site. It'll just be random. Think of it sort of like an Etsy storefront where plants are added, and at least for me, when I check some of my favorite shops, I'll just randomly check a few times a week, see if there's anything new, browse if there's anything I want to purchase. I feel like it'll overall make restocking plants a little bit easier for me and not as overwhelming. When I do these big restock drops, it's a lot of work before the restock. It'll be an all-day thing, like Thursday and Wednesday, watering in here, trying to pot up plants, picking plants, labeling them, getting their photos taken, doing the listings. All of that takes so much time, and then once the plants are live, I feel like I'm just trying to catch up with everything else that I still need to do for the week. Other plant care and watering, other YouTube long form content I'm trying to film and edit. And then when packing starts Sunday, I'm packing, I have these like long packing marathon days, and I just get overwhelmed by the end of it, especially if I do multiple big restocks in a row. So instead of like big drops, it'll just be smaller plants added onto the site. And I hope to do that weekly. It obviously depends on the week and what all is going on. If I have a lot going on, I may not restock, or I may just restock a handful of plants. I also feel I want to cut back on the amount of propagations and plants that I'm trying to have ready, because it's too much to keep up with, especially trying to water this nursery room 3 days a week. So I feel like the flow of that will hopefully be a bit easier moving forward and a better shopping experience for you guys. So say next week I have a few hours I want to dedicate to the shop. I can pick some plants, get their photos, get them listed, go ahead and add them onto the site. And maybe it's like only 5 plants that day, and then I can spend the rest of the day doing other plant care, catching up on watering or plant care with my mother plants or other filming, stuff like that. And then say maybe another day in the week I have like half a day, I can maybe do 10 more plants, get them ready, go ahead and post them. Hopefully it'll free up a little bit more time for me to get other stuff done, and where I won't feel so overwhelmed each week, if that makes sense. I'm not saying I won't ever do the big restocks again. I just want to try this out and see how I feel over the next 2-3 months, see how it goes, and I may continue doing this, or I may bring back restocks, but in a smaller amount, a smaller amount of plants. But yeah, I'll see how it goes here in the next few months with doing it this way. And another big change that I'm making is with substrates. So I've decided that substrates will be its own separate category now. So they won't be able to ship with plants. So how I was doing it before is I would combine them, or I would try to combine what I could, or if someone ordered a plant and a substrate, you know, they would go together in one box. But for ease of shipping, in trying to keep cost as minimal as possible, I've decided it's best that they go separately. So all substrates now will ship with ground shipping. Ground shipping can take 5 or so business days. It depends on the location, obviously, from me. So if you're on the West Coast, it would take longer to get to you versus somebody here on the East Coast. And because the substrates tend to be heavy, when they ship with a plant via air shipment, the cost really does add up very quickly, especially pon. Pon is so dense and heavy that it costs a lot to ship because of the weight. So it's just best to keep it separate from plants and ship ground. That way the plants are more protected as well, instead of like a heavy 5-pound bag of pond, and with a plant it won't squish it or anything. So it'll be same with the aeroid mix. And then the new mix that I'm bringing in is the shop mix. It's what all the plants in here are grown in. I should say most. Some of them are in my aeroid mix, but most are in the shop mix. I have changed the amount of pon in the aeroid mix. I'll show you the bags here. And then the shop mix is a new, like I said, a new substrate I'm adding in. So yeah, all those will be shipping ground. So I won't be able to ship substrates and plants together anymore. And the max that I can do per box is going to be 4, especially with the pon. Since the pon is now 4.5 pounds each a bag, that's gonna be like a 20-pound box if you order 4 bags of pon. But yeah, 4 is the max that I want to ship because of the weight, to try and keep costs down as much as possible. So yeah, the aeroid mix is a bit cheaper now because instead of, I think it was 2.5 pounds, it's now about 2 pounds, which is a gallon. So the bags are new. I've changed the bags and I have a new label with them now. The bags, initially when I got them in, they looked a bit small. I was like, oh no, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to fit in these bags. A gallon is quite a bit of substrate when you actually dump it out into a container. So it does fit a decent amount. I feel like a gallon is a good amount. The shop mix is a gallon as well. I think that's roughly 1.5 pounds. And then, like I said, the pon is now 4.5 pounds, or about 3.25 quarts. They're all the same bags, which makes it pretty consistent throughout. It's just different volumes based on the product. But yeah, I hope you can understand about the substrates shipping separately now. I just feel like it'll make shipping a lot smoother. I can package the plants more safely. They'll get wrapped in insulation. With the heat especially, they can go in a smaller box. I just feel like that's best. That way they can go air shipments without the box being super, super heavy. If you do accidentally order substrates and plants together, if you didn't see the sticker, or you haven't seen this video, or you didn't get the newsletter and you just don't know, then I'll reach out to you and let you know. I'll just add a separate shipping charge for substrates to go via ground shipping. I just won't be able to ship your order though until I hear back from you. Sunday, I'm keeping my cutoffs the same. So Sunday at noon is when I start processing. So at that time, boxes are officially closed. So I've already started like packing and printing orders. I combine shipping on multiple orders. So if you have multiple plant orders, I combine shipping and just refund the extra shipping once I go to print your label. I'll do all that in the system. So you don't have to worry about if you order multiple plants. Say if I put some plants on the site early in the week and you buy a plant, and then later in the week I add some more and you're on my site and you buy a different plant, I'll combine them as long as it's before noon on Sunday and I hadn't processed the orders yet, if that makes sense. And then my cutoff is the same for same week shipping, and that is Monday at noon, and this is all Eastern time. So any plant orders placed after 12 noon on Mondays, they'll ship out the following Monday, as long as it's not a holiday. Then it will ship Tuesday. But yeah, Monday 12 noon is my cutoff for same week shipping, and I only ship plants Mondays and Tuesdays. So those are really the biggest changes that I'm making, is with the restocks and how I'm doing them for right now, and then the substrate changes. I know it's kind of like a lot of big changes with how I'm doing things, but I just want to see how it goes here and see if it makes restocking plants a little bit easier and overall a better experience for you guys as well. If there's any big shop announcements or anything that I need to let you guys know, then I'll send out an email. But as far as like I said, restocking, there won't be an email that goes out like I've been doing. I wanted to try and keep this quick so I wasn't talking forever. I can go ahead and show you the plants that are in the restock for this Friday. I have 28. My goal was no more than 30. That was the other thing with the big restocks. I was trying to do like 60 to 80 plants, and it was just too much for me to pack up. Being only one person, like I don't have a packing team or anything else doing any of this. It's just me. So I feel like 30 to 40 is my like max per week. I probably won't do 40 anymore because 40 is still a lot. But yeah, I will most likely restock between like 15 and 30 plants most weeks, I would say. So more intentional restocking. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you the restock plants, and then I will get them on my site here soon once this video goes out and I get the newsletter done here. But hopefully between like 4 and 5 sometime, the plants will be on the site. Oh, I wanted to say too, I'm pausing on the Anthurium pallidiflorums right now because I'm worried with the heat right now that they're not going to do well in shipping because they're so little. They're like tiny little sprouts and they don't have a ton of roots. So I'm going to grow them out until they get a bit bigger and root more. And once the weather kind of cools off more, I'll start listing them. I have an insane amount, and then I've started transferring them to their individual pods so that they can grow and get bigger. I just shared these recently. They're actually starting to put out, some of these have like 4 leaves. Some of them are getting a little bit bigger. So I'm going to do some more of these in the coming weeks, transfer more of them because I have so many. So yeah, these are on pause, but I will bring them back once they grow a bit more and I feel like they can handle shipping. I do have one Anthurium I'm listing. It is so pretty. It's a Anthurium Pap GY crossed with a NSE Carla, and she is very dark, you guys. Dark, dark, dark. So pretty. It's an offshoot from my plant. I do have a couple more of these growing, but this one is ready to go. It might be pushing a new leaf very soon, so I feel like it's a good time to ship this one. But yeah, she is very dark, very pretty, very beautiful. It's a gorgeous leaf. I have a few Monstera. I have another one of my Burl Marks Flames. This is a node propagation from my plant when I chopped it. So this one put out 2 leaves. So it kind of reverts back to juvenile form, but it's still like a little starter plant. And then I have 2 Monstera albos. I have a top cutting. Very beautiful. This is the newest leaf right there, and I just moved it over to moss and perlite the other day, so this is how it'll come shipped. I hope that's focusing. So top cut, and then I have a rooted like starter plant. This is like a node grown propagation from my plant, so it has that as the newest leaf. I love like the chunky bit of white. Isn't that pretty? So those 2 albos. And then I have a Monstera Aria. It has 3 leaves. The newest one has a Fenny. The variegation is still burning in a little bit on that one, but I feel like it's pretty variegated. It has that beautiful yellow. And this one is rooted in my aeroid mix. It probably needs like some kind of support soon, but it's a decent sized plant. I have a beautiful pink Maculata. She's pretty big. Like this top leaf is pretty big on her. This one, I've decided because of the time of year and with the shipping stress that these plants go under, that this one has to ship via next day air. So I put a little note on the description because these guys can melt very easily in the heat. So I feel like that's the only way that I want to sell this one right now. It has that beautiful leaf with pink, and then it has that one here. And then the newest one is still kind of burning in a little bit, and then she's getting ready to push a new leaf here soon. And then she has a couple more growth points here and down here as well. That's going to come out. So she's a pretty decent size pink Maculata. I think I have 6 alocasia on the site today. I have a Venom from my plant. It's getting ready to push a new leaf. I love Venom, it's so cute. I have a Maharani Alba, which I haven't sold yet. This is from my beautiful mother plant. The newest leaf is here. And then it has an all white leaf that won't hang on for too long. It'll probably yellow off at some point. But she is cute. I love her. I have a pseudo Sanderiana. This one is more of like the peachy aria. It's got 2 leaves and then a new one on the way. I have a variegated Friedeck. Look at that half moon. I feel like this one's doing a lot of green, so I don't know how the variegation will do on this plant as it grows out. It looks like the newest one is all green, but it spit out that beautiful half moon. So cute. And then I have two Regal Shields Albo that are getting so big already. They're so cute. I love the leaf on that. That's the newest one there. So pretty. And then I have this one here that has some like pretty white leaves and then some minty leaves, but they're both like decent size. I priced them the same because they're about the same size and everything, and they both have 4 leaves. This one's getting ready to push a new one, and then this one will probably push one very soon. They're so cute. I have a good handful of philodendron. I have a red Anderson. Look at that half moon. I have a lot of red Anderson. It has like the pink, light pink color on the petioles there. I feel like this one has pretty good color. And then I have a pink princess as well. This is from one of my mother plants. I feel like the lighting, you can't really see the color that well. The photos on the site look better. They're in some better lighting, but she's really cute. And then I'm listing an El Choco. I have not listed an El Choco before. It's getting ready to pop a new leaf. This was node grown from my big plant that I had grown. Surprisingly, the varicosum did well this time. This was propagated from a node. I decided to downsize my varicosum, but watch you, I'm gonna get down to the last prop and be like, nope, I have to keep this one. My varicosum I bought in 2021, so I don't know the exact type. I grew this out pretty decently sized on a big moss pole before, but then I decided I'd let it trail and take it off, and then I decided, you know what? It's not really, I don't really want this philodendron anymore because I don't necessarily like the growth pattern, but it's very beautiful. It has the pattern there. So I don't know the type, but yeah, a decent little starter plant. And then I have two Micans plant. I have a Velvet Talo and then a Micans Aria. Has the yellow variegation. And I also have a good selection of Hoya. I have two Matildes. I have the variegated Matilde, and then I have the Gray Fairy, like that. And then this one I haven't listed yet. It's the Lacunosa Princess Illumina. It's a decent size plant. I don't know how many nodes are here. The main node, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, working on 5. I have Burmanica variegated. I haven't listed one of these yet either. This is my favorite out of the bunch. I didn't want to sell this one. It's Swiffer's Nightmare. It's the very top growth of my plant because I had propagated mine. I do have a couple more of these that have a lot of variegation. One is producing new growth, but the other one, yeah, the other one actually has a growth point already. I can see it. So I'll have 2 more of these, but this one has the best variegation so far. It's so pretty. It's like mottled. I don't know how you call that. Look at that leaf though. That's insane, that variegation. I freaking love this Hoya. I'm gonna be sad, sad to list her. And then I have a few common ones. I have another silver Polynura. I have a reverted Argentea Princess. It's Nova Ghost. It's actually grown quite a bit. I have a lot of silver, I feel like, this week. I have a Wilbur Graves silver. Just, I love that color. Nothing can beat the color on that plant. It's so pretty. And I have a Wilbur Graves. This one has the splash. This leaf, it has that pink sunstressing. It's so pretty. And the new growth is still kind of burning in. And I have a splashy Carnosa Freckles. Look at that. So pretty, and it has new growth. I'm going to show you the jungle mints really quick. Some of them are sprouting their leaves and they're so freaking cute. These won't be ready for a while. Do you see their little leaves? This one has 2 fenestrations already. It came in with 2. because the node is so chunky. Look at that. Its first little leaf, it's so cute. I love Monstera leaves. And I got these two with their first little leaves. Some of those nodes are so chunky. Look how cute. It's so round and petite. I'll list them as they become ready. A lot of them are in this stage because their nodes are taking so long to activate and grow. So it'll be a bit for a lot of these. Again, thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions about the changes or anything with the shop. I can answer those below down in the comments. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get going here so I can get this restock posted. But thank you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend, and I will see you in the next one.